What's the word, players? Uh, Welcome back. I want to apologize. I did not expect to take yet another long break. I was really hoping to not take any breaks moving forward, at least not for the foreseeable future. But let's just say this year, this has been very challenging, and I would definitely say this was hands down probably one of the worst years that I have ever had. That's saying a lot because I definitely had some years that I've talked about that were pretty difficult. I think back to 2021, but this year has definitely taken the cake, and it really was just from the beginning of the year up until even right now in the middle of me recording, having yet again some car issues, but I will talk about that in a little bit. Usually I save the end of year recaps for when it gets closer to the new year, like after Christmas. But with so many things going on and just kind of stacking on top of each other, I just really want to talk about these sort of things, mainly just so that it can help me just move on. Safe to say, there was nothing that really could have prepared me for this year. Definitely the biggest thing that happened pretty early on was the passing of my father-in-law. Um, how his health had been for the past few years, it seemed like it was gonna happen eventually, but it still seemed too soon, and it very much seems like it could have been preventable, but I won't even. It's still a bit confusing about everything surrounding that whole situation, but I know he's in a better place because he was definitely suffering for a very long time. It was very difficult to see him in his final moments. I try not to think about it, but it still kind of sticks with you. For the first time since I started attending Combo Breaker, I actually had to miss out this year, which was really unfortunate because I didn't get to do the fighting game or Bible verse video at Frosty Faustings just because I was already preoccupied working on the Virtual Fighter video, and then also I competed at Frosty, so that was just way too many things going on there. So I was looking forward to do the fighting game and Bible verse at Combo Breaker, but due to financial issues, was not able to go to that or any travel plans that I had originally planned, which was a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Work has gone through a pretty big transition this year, and it's resulted in me having to put in a lot more hours, staying at work longer, and as a result, I come home feeling way more tired, which unfortunately means that I have less energy to work on videos or stream, because it's literally I'm choosing between, do I stay up and kill myself in the morning by having very little sleep for work the next morning, or do I go yet another day without streaming or working on a video? And weekends have been pretty busy lately, and sometimes I just don't. I'm so tired from work that I don't want to do anything over the weekend. Sometimes I just want to play a game myself, as opposed to talking about a game or putting myself in front of the camera while playing a game. Yeah, that's definitely something that I thought I would have found a good happy balance through this year, but I never did. Work has just been so busy. Previously, I had talked about that I had gotten into growing. Been growing some plants, and I even finally got to accomplish a dream of mine, which was taking care of a bonsai tree. So I got a bonsai tree. It looked really cool. I was really looking forward to taking care of it. And unfortunately, this was like during the summertime when I had left it outside our place to gather some sun. But I came home one day to find it completely destroyed. It seemed like it was vandalized. Literally, the tree part was out in the middle of the parking lot, and the pot looked like it had been uprooted and smashed. The bottom of the pot was smashed. It's kind of a heartbreaking thing to come home to, especially since I had some pretty big plans on how I wanted to stylize the bonsai, and the bonsai is a lifelong goal if you take care of it well. Once that happened, it kind of just killed my dreams of growing, and one by one, the rest of my plans just died just because I was too devastated about losing the bonsai to really have the heart to continue growing. With the exception of my cacti. Cacti have been doing well, and it's probably because cacti are pretty resilient. They don't really need that much. All they really need is just some sunlight and some water occasionally. You don't have to water them as frequently as other types of plants, so that definitely helps out, because even the times when I'm like feeling really bad, they can take care of themselves. As you may or may not know, we did get a cat this year. Our very first cat. His name is Cooper. He is awesome. It's definitely a whole new world learning how to be a cat dad, especially since for the longest time, I've only had small animals when I was a kid, from frogs to goldfish to hamsters. So owning a bigger animal is definitely a big transition, but it's been awesome. It has come with a lot of challenges that we did not expect before we adopted him. Initially, the only issue that we were aware of before we adopted him was that he needed some dental work, some gingivitis, but figured, okay, that's no big deal. But as it turned out, there was actually a lot more underlying issues that were going on, with a lot of stomach issues. He would frequently throw up a lot. Now, as I understand, hairballs are a thing, but it seemed like it was just happening like every week, which seemed way too frequent for a short hair cat. And he would start pooping outside his litter box pretty frequently. It was like a once or twice a week kind of thing. We would find poop outside the litter box. Had to make very frequent trips to the vet and spend a lot of money to make those frequent trips. So once we got him, had to take a break just to sort of figure out, well, what's the new normal? How do I figure out how to balance enough time between work, spending time with my wife, spending time with our cat, and still having energy left over to do whatever. And honestly, I'm still trying to navigate that, but definitely need to use that time to transition. But then that was followed by some severe seasonal allergies. I mean, these are like the worst seasonal allergies I have ever had. During the fall, I was a mess. Literally, my eyes were burning, watering. I was sneezing so much, coughing so much. I was just having a hard time breathing. Like, even during that time, I was still trying to stream and record. And if you look back on the VODs during that time, I was sneezing a whole bunch. And you could probably tell that my eyes were watering. And when I was recording videos during those times, man, I had to edit out so many sneezes. It was insane. Things started to pick up when I decided to do this thing where I would stream the games that I was gonna make a word of mouth video on, and then make the video eventually. So I started off with doing Pseudo Regalia, and then I had transitioned to doing Virtual Quest. Then that led into October, which of course October I have to do the non-horror games that scared me, so that took up all of October. But the thing that really sucks was that towards the end of me working on that non-horror games that scared me video, I was noticing that my hard drive was acting up. It was moving very, very slowly and making a lot of noises. And that's typically not a good sign. So after the video was done, I wanted to try to back up the hard drive just in case something happened. But of course, by me backing up the hard drive when it was already showing signs of going bad, unfortunately, I think I might have sped up it deteriorating, and it was definitely failing. And the end result was that I was left with a lot of corrupted video files, and unfortunately, a lot of the video files were stuff surrounding Virtual Quest. The playthroughs that I had done on Twitch, yeah, all except one of them was corrupted, and that's a pretty good amount of B-roll footage that I wanted to have for the video. Loki, that was extremely devastating. I mean, it was annoying that I lost a lot of other stuff during that transition. There was a lot of other corrupted files and stuff that I had to rebuild onto the new hard drive. But losing progress like that was tough, because the whole reason why I wanted to do this whole process of streaming but also recording just the gameplay footage itself in the background is because I wanted to have some nice clean footage to use for a video, not just me in the corner while playing a game. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not the aesthetic that I was looking for. And this would have been a really great way of essentially killing two birds with one stone. I get to stream, get to hang out with y'all, while at the same time I'm getting footage to use for the video. But losing all that was really devastating. Even now, I'm still trying to figure out what I'd want to do with that video. Like, do I just use my VOD footage that I still have up on YouTube, or do I borrow the footage from World of Lawn Play or Lawn Play Archive or whatever channel has done long plays of it? I don't know. I'm still trying to decide what I want to do. What I do know is that this was not what I had planned for the video, and it was definitely kind of devastating losing all that progress, which put me in a really down mood, and I ended up taking another long break after that, which leads me to now. Oh my gosh, as of the time of this recording, a couple days ago, which would have been Wednesday, December 10th, I still don't know what happened here. I came home after work and had a little bit of time before I had to go back out for church on Wednesday night. So my wife and I get to the car, and as I'm dropping off stuff in the back seat, I notice that there's something on my back glass of my car. I'm thinking, okay, that's probably some ice that I'll need to scrape off. But upon closer inspection, it's not ice. My whole back glass is shattered, completely shattered. I was so confused because I was not home for very long, and I did not hear any signs of banging or attempted break-in or vandalism. Nothing. My bumper looked fine, so there was no signs of someone hitting my car. No damage anywhere else in the car. There's no damage on any other cars around me to know if this was like some kind of like, again, some act of vandalism. I just randomly had broken back glass. Had the police over, and officer, the only thing they can conclude, because they also didn't see any signs of vandalism or any crime, and fortunately there's no cameras where my parking lot is. The only conclusion was that it was probably the cold weather, because it was pretty cold that day. But I mean, my car has been in like -degree weather, and I would think in like the -degree weather, I would be at a risk of broken glass, but no, it's been totally fine. But yeah, this just seems so sudden. There's a very poor timing for the glass to break between it being so close to the Christmas season, especially after we'd already gotten Christmas gifts beforehand, which was that was already money put towards that. But now we got to get this car repaired, and we have a few days of cold weather ahead of us, so temperatures dropping, plus a car that, luckily, one of my friends from church was able to help put a tarp to cover the back glass, the broken back glass. But this is definitely not ideal conditions to not have a windshield on the car, or window, back glass, whatever you would call it. So definitely just a great way to end the year. I'll be honest, with just so many things that's gone on this year, like it's been hard for me to get into my word. I've just been going through the motions, just being in survival mode, essentially, just trying to make it day by day. As you may have noticed on the channel, there weren't a lot of videos where I was doing the parables of gaming, or really videos of any kind where I'm combining Christianity and gaming, because I feel like I hadn't really been doing well spiritually this year. I hadn't had consistent quiet times. I would go quite literally months without getting into God's word for myself. There's still going to church, still getting in it on Wednesdays, and during my guys group, but for my own personal times, like, I've been lacking, and I would have felt like a complete hypocrite to share what I've been learning, because a lot of it is like I try to not present it in a place of I have authority, but more, hey, this is what I've been learning, and this is what I want to share with you through the context of gaming. But if I hadn't been learning anything, because I haven't been getting to my word, I want those types of videos to be an overflow of the heart. Like, I have this desire to show this to you, rather than I feel like I have to check a box or force myself to put on a fake happy face and share something that I didn't really learn. It's just something, if I were to do it like every week, so to speak, essentially just make up something, and that's not something I want to do. Like, I want it to be something that I'm like really driven to share. I don't want to fake it. I think you guys can tell when something's being fake, and I definitely don't want to fake it, even if it's coming from good intentions. I just don't want to do that. So that's why I kind of took a break to just talk about gaming stuff. But I do want to get into a good place where I can do the parables of gaming and the Christian gaming content, as well as just the gaming content. I want to give God the glory in any case, but I really want to do the parables of gaming and other stuff, but I need to make sure that I'm right with God before I talk about that kind of stuff, because I don't want to, again, I don't want to be fake. I don't want to put on a performance or be a hypocrite or anything like that. I've been doing a lot of rambling. I really don't like not having a script, because I don't talk well. And I do so much better when I have a script. because at least even if I go off script, then I at least have an idea of what to talk about. But that's also part of the reason why I have a hard time making stuff, is because I want stuff to be as high quality as I can make it, which was great during the pandemic when I really started doing the whole YouTube thing, because obviously I was me like a lot of people were laid off because of pandemic. I didn't have a job that could transition me to work from home, so I had a lot more time to experiment, try out stuff, make mistakes, learn from them, move on. But now, 5 years later, almost 6 years later, oh my gosh, where has the time gone? I don't have as much time, but I really want to make really good quality videos. I don't want to phone it in. I don't want to make quote unquote slop. I really want to make stuff that I can be proud of, that I can look back on and think fondly of. But now that I'm getting busy with working full time and trying to squeeze in the time to make content, it gets harder and harder to try to even have the energy to focus and write a script, let alone to make a script that takes a while. It's so hard because I'm not very good at just talking off the cuff. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I guess is what streaming is for, even though I'm not very great personality wise at streaming either. But the point I'm trying to make is that this is just me sharing why I had to take so many frequent breaks. Believe me, I would much rather make actual videos than update videos, because I tried to save those for the end of the year recap, but with just how many things was gone on this year, I just felt like I needed to just talk about it, kind of explain what's been going on. This way it can help me move on and hopefully put me in a better place mentally, spiritually, to be able to let go and move forward. I will say thank you to those that have stuck around for this long, those that have been patient between uploads. I don't deserve it. Like, seriously, yeah, I don't deserve the fact that you've been so patient. So thank you for sticking around, and I hope that things for me will get a little bit better and that we can get into a good groove of producing videos. I'm still trying to figure out a good balance between making videos that maybe take a little bit longer to make but are high quality, but in the meantime having shorter form content that is easier to make but still just as valuable and not, again, quote unquote slop. Maybe I'm putting way too much pressure on myself. That's definitely an issue that I tend to run into, but hoping that things will get a little bit better. Before recording this, a day ago when I was at my guys group within my church, I kind of just it all just kind of came out because of how many things just piling on this year. How I just felt broken and stretched thin and all sorts of stuff. Trying to think about too much, otherwise I'm gonna break down again. But yeah, I expressed that I just feel hopeless. Like I have no hope. It's still something I'm kind of wrestling with, but trying to be a bit more hopeful. I don't know what 2026 will bring. I don't even know what the end of 2025 is gonna look like, because I wasn't expecting the whole thing with my car backlash happening at this time. Anything can happen in 2025. I especially don't know what can go on in 2026. If anything, I have, because of how this year has gone, I have uh a lot more fears than things that I'm looking forward to. Uh, but I really want to. Uh, I really want um, to hold on to God for next year. Um, Sorry, just trying to compose myself. Yeah, just hoping that next year goes better. This year was uh, definitely a roller coaster that felt like it was just continually going down with very low upsides. But um, there's some good. With every bad thing, it was at least preceded by something that was good, such as bringing a new family addition, that being Cooper. Um, with the whole thing with my car back glass breaking, there's been so much support during this time with one of my friends from church helped me um, put the tarp on the back of the car, and just him being willing to help me in so many ways that I don't deserve, and the guys in my uh, group being there for me, uh, having to witness me break down, which doesn't happen. Actually, that rarely happens, especially with other people. My wife, for dealing with me, I don't know how she puts up with me. She's just way too much patience for me. As unfortunate as her father, my father-in-law, passing away this year, it's good to know that he's no longer in pain, and since he was a disciple, I'll get to look forward to seeing him in heaven someday. Trying to see the good in the really bad situations that have happened this year. Yeah, I'm rambling for way too long. That's what's been going on. That's for all the breaks that have happened. I'm really sorry. Trying to do better. I don't want to go a super long time without saying anything. I kind of quit most social media, which normally would have been an outlet for updates, but I dropped Instagram. I don't go on Facebook. I only go on Facebook for Sunday, and that's because I need Facebook to run the Sunday services, live streams. But then, as soon as that thing is over, I uninstall Facebook off my phone. I never think about it until the next Sunday. Dropped Twitter, which was really hard, but it was definitely necessary because that thing is miserable. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely miserable. I only go on that platform to check DMs just in case someone's messaged me, or to follow Wario64 for any game deals, and that is it. I do not touch Twitter or anything else outside that. If there's any important news, I will find out about it on YouTube or somewhere else. I think dropping a lot of social media has definitely helped. This year has definitely still sucked, but I think it's sucked less because I had less opportunities to compare myself to others. Although most of that has been more or less funneled into browsing YouTube a lot more and comparing myself a lot more by watching other channels. So yeah, I got some work to do because I don't have those avenues of sharing updates or how I'm doing. Just figured, I might as well just make this. Thank you for allowing me to talk your ear off. It means a lot if you sat to the end of this video. I want to give a special shout out to my buddy Scoop, who became a new Patreon member. Also, I'm so sorry. I would much rather the next video that I make after getting a new Patreon member to not be an update video on why I haven't uploaded, but that be an actual video. I'm so sorry. I will do better. Yeah, I'll do better. And don't feel obligated to sign up to Patreon. Please don't even worry about it. One thing I ask is just prayers. As if there's anything that I would like to ask, it would definitely just be prayers. It's really hard for me to ask for help. I'd rather be the one hoping than to receive help, but that is definitely prideful behavior, prideful mindset. I really need to work on that. Again, if you feel inclined to support just prayers, that's all I ask for. I'm yapping on for way too long. I feel like I'm like getting close to ending, but I don't. So maybe I should just end it. If you're looking for a non-denominational church, link to church locator down below. There's also my Discord and the Christian Fighting Game Discord down there as well. Thanks so much for watching. If this is the last video of 2025, which I really hope it isn't, I don't want to end on such a downer, but if it is, please have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Otherwise, if it's not, then hopefully I will see you soon. But again, if I don't, take care of yourselves, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.